With the here and the now, the Dust2, Big versus Astralis, who are starting things off on the CT side, looking very favoured on those Betway odds, but not all too surprising.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually not. Sorry, I wouldn't have been surprised if it was one of the 1.01 odds to 9 that we so often see.
Yeah.
But
giving Big a little bit of leeway.
Yeah, and you know, Big are a team that do like to go away and prep specifically for the team they're up against. Now, if you got B, there's no greater giant you could try and prep for than Astralis. They do catch this mid aggression. Xyp9x's going to get shut down on the back of it. Flash to force device away. Dupree getting engaged upon down on mid will at least hold him away from the rotation. That nade finds a bit of chip damage onto the players up at short, and Device decides to hop on down. Big, they've got cat control, they've got mid, but they don't have much else. And Astralis, they're going to start to probe this B tunnel. They'll get the info that it's cleared. Zintares shut down by Dupree, and that's going to force Big's hand somewhat. They know that they've lost those tunnels, so they might try and find some solace in this A-bomb site. But Glaive, he spots the legs, and damage done onto Tizzy, and not quite the kill, but so much damage found. He's really softened these players up. Device holding from the cross. And this will just be the cleanup. Glaive with 2 one-man falls on the side of Astralis. That was Xyp9x early on in the round, and from that 1 kill coming in at Big, find nothing else.
That must be so aggravating to play against. Every time you think you've cracked the Astralis aggression, a new player pushes up elsewhere. Nice trade from Zintares in lower tunnels, but Dupree's perfectly timed flank into those tunnels for Astralis does manage to shut him down, and Glaive and Device on the site, holding across with ease. It's a nice pistol round for Astralis, and Big are just going to take the full eco. Probably the wise choice as well. Not wanting to over-invest in the second round in a very unrealistic situation. Astralis, typical buy for them. 1 rifle, 4 SMGs. This is the normal second round buy. They love a bonus round, they do. They just a bit too late there. Big were already up catwalk, but they'll walk into this one. No, they won't. It's also round the corner. Big are sandwiched in between the utility of Astralis, and now Magisk, he's looking to get aggressive. He's found one at the top of the build. Think down low, got to run. These are Glocks, so not the most effective weapons, but in numbers they can be threatening. Luckily enough, there's numbers for Astralis here in mid 2. Xyp9x helping out Tabs, or taking down Tabs and helping out Magisk, who will be able to escape.
Yeah, Glocks are a bit like wasps, you know, like they're a bit nasty if there's one, but it's when there's a swarm that they get a bit deadly.
Yeah, but even then, they're not actually deadly, they just kind of hurt a little bit.
No, like, in the same way with wasps, it would take like a few thousand of them to kill you. Yeah. Same with the Glocks.
Yeah, even in pistol rounds for that matter, to be honest, with those weapons. And obviously, you know, you just, if you're having problems with wasps, you know what you do.
So there's an idea for all you skin creators out there.
Oh.
The Glock wasp skin. It would actually look kind of cool. You get like some nice stripes on it.
Little bumblebee.
Yeah, well, no, because bees are nice.
Oh, yeah.
Bees are lovely.
Bees are great. We all like bees. And Big, they like A's, because they're going straight up towards long here, already looking for the site. Take will start things off with a kill to Magisk and getting flash around the corner aggression for Big. Zintares holding the lower tunnels. Surely he hears this. Surely he hears the run from Dupree. He's just charging up through T-spawn right now. Lower tunnel left unclear, so Zintares could flank, but Big are getting sandwiched into this bomb site. Glaive very low on the corner. He has to retreat. Zintares has found a timing out mid, but is it being covered? I think so. Glaive could spot it. He just gets up on the site though. Device moving in instead. Zintares still on this flank, but his teammates need to hold strong. They're starting to fall in numbers. Dupree's going to spot the barrel of the gun. Surely he's going to spot the barrel of the gun. Yes, he will. And the bomb dropped. That was a little bit terrifying, but it will be controlled by Astralis.
Yeah, Dupree, like a T-Rex. He can only see you if you're moving. I think that's the thing that T-Rexes do.
I mean, we never actually really know that because, you
know,
no, we're a little bit late.
Were dinosaurs even real?
Yeah, we found the fossils, mate.
I mean, did you find the fossils, Hugo?
Have you poured through the data yourself?
Yeah,
that's the question.
Exactly.
No, I haven't. Well, I've never heard a more convincing argument, Harry.
It's like the whole argument for Finland being made up is just, have you ever been to Finland?
No.
And they kind of have me there, you know? I'm like, well, to be fair, no.
Yeah, you got me.
But anyway, it's going to be the lead for Astralis early on. That full buy from Big finds no results aside from a few kills here and there. The flank from Dupree. And to me, Astralis are not only looking confident, but I think maybe they've had a look at how Big play Dust2 a little bit. One of the things we noted against all the teams we've seen Big play against on this map is that they are quite prone to this early aggression. They don't really hold a default that would allow you to shut it down. And even when they do, you will note around that kind of 50-second mark, they start to pull their players together and pull them up. And that's where we kind of see the bulk of this aggression come through for Astralis.
Yeah, because that's the thing. If you just split up and you're holding on your own, Astralis aren't going to aggress. But when they spot 3 players in one position, they know you have to have given up something else. And they'll always find out what that is. They'll always abuse the little gap in your default, seemingly with perfect success. As this map has already shown, 3-0. Pistols for big, and already them getting taken apart. One of those deeks removed in middle. It's next to go down. It's a flash up short. Device always blind, and he's dead. Glaive's got to pick up the pieces here, but they've already crossed up to the site. That's a shot. He's going to get dinked, but the utility's coming up for Astralis, and they're just going to take every single battle, not winning them all, though. Xantares dropping Zipnix, and oh dear, Tizian's found another. This is a salvageable round for big. They may be in a man advantage, but low HP means these rifles are going to be dangerous.
What, Magis caught on their heels from short. Gonna catch God B out in the open, and now Tizian and Xantares, the 2 players that are so low, but a nice shot from Tizian. Might make this doable now. Dupree left in the clutch. The bomb not planted. Okay, so that's the end of the round. And of course, Big able to find it on the back of that partial investment. Xantares hitting a blinder of a shot. Physically, I don't even think he saw Dupree there. Just wall bangs him through the box. So that will be an early T-side picked up for the big squad. They didn't really have much into that round. So, you know, they're not going to be too disappointed with it. Tabson gets the AWP out nice and early. You will always note, Godby is like the Krieg man of this team. Same with the Orc. He's always the player with it. He likes to take these mid-range duels. So he's happy that he's got his weapon of choice in hand as well. Glaive going to get set up down in the pit, but they boosted Tizian, and I like this. You know, Big holding this default early on, not allowing for any of that aggression to come through from the Danes. And the benefit to having Tizian boosted is he can just sit here. That's not an angle you're ever going to check if you're Astralis.
Well,
I mean, yeah, I've said that. And then I realize it's not an angle that your average person would ever check. But Astralis are anything but average people. They are, of course...
average robots.
Yeah, well, above average robots.
Yeah, decent robots. Convincing. 3-1 up, though. As the gears turn in their head, Device is going to find a quick kill. Well, Tizian is caught this time, but he gets aggressive from it. Xantares tagged up earlier in the round as well. Not looking like a good start for Big, but what is their game plan? Back to middle, we got this bait and switch. Zipnix holding for the peak, and now Dupree swinging off his contact. Double kill, bomb dropped, round looks done. It's going to be next, or up to him to try and turn this one around, but walking into a B-site hold from Magisk, and nice shot from Nex, but surely he won't be able to get control of this bomb. There's 2 players down middle. Device is watching the cross, and he'll hit it with the AWP. So 4-1 to Astralis. Big do salvage a quick round with pistols, but right back in are the Danes to give him a good old beating. And no real money saved here for Big. That's a problem as well. The loss bonus hardly built, considering they just won a previous round, and so it's going to be down to 24. They've got a bit of spare change, but it's going to have to be pistols here, Harry.
Tabson immediately naded down. Device is on the angle. Tries to bait the shot out, but Device is patient.
He definitely got the info there that the AWP was in play, though.
Yeah, but it's Glaive that's the unknown factor right now. He's already in the long doors. Device is peeled off, and Glaive is... I mean, he could end this whole round on his own if he keeps going. A little bit worried that perhaps someone's watching it. But there's 2 players inside of the bomb site to deal with this short play that Big are looking to bring to the table. Now, they've got smokes, molotovs, flashes, everything they need to get them into this bomb site. Throw that initial smoke, and that's just to bait out this first barrage utility from Astralis. It will bait the Molotov at least, so they don't have that to worry about. Oh. All right, we'll wait again.
It's going to be a long round.
Yeah,
Harry.
but maybe not, because Glaive, he's been spotted. He sees one man over towards short. Little do they know it, they've got all of Big cornered in this one area of the map.
And Glaive can just give that up. He doesn't need to go again, because now Big are constantly scared of the backline. They don't know that Glaive's retreated, so they're going to be spending their entire round with their, eyes in the back of the head.
Yeah, we often say Astralis, they are the Great Danes, but in this round, it's Glaive who's more like a border collie. He's kind of herded these sheep over towards short. He's kept them in the pen, and now they go pushing in. Zipnik's over at the ramp, has Device to help him. Glaive is here as well. The bomb might go down, and for Big, that is already a victory in and of itself. They are getting torn apart, though, in the post plant. Bomb is planted for short. tabseN deeks down the first man, but he is trapped. And only GodB remains. He gets silenced as well. Astralis going to go 5-1 up. But Big, their intention there was to get that bomb down, try and make the round costly. They find 2 kills. They get the bomb plant. So to the German squad, that was a success.
Yeah, without a doubt. They're going to have a full buy here, and this is what you're really waiting for. You're not planning on winning Ecos versus Astralis, although it has already happened. That would just be a bit of a bonus if you can get it. So for now, back to these AKs with tabseN on the AWP. I can only imagine. Gonna need to see this AWP try and find opening kills here for Big. tabseN has opted to go for it nice and early on as well. Finally, Astralis even pulling out the double AWP on the CT side. dupreeh joining Device. We see one of those AWPs going down towards long. Device on the other side of things boosted up for the catwalk play, and instantly dupreeh shutting down tabseN. That's the T-side AWP picked up into this round, and it might send Big packing towards short, but they don't know the secondary AWP is here as well, and Device will show them. Xantara is getting picked up, and, well, Big have some information, but they also are down 2 players.
Yeah, rest assured, they haven't quickly cloned GodB to get him back in the server.
I was like, I swear they got 2 kills.
It would be a team of just raw brain power, you know, 5 GodBs. But even that might not be enough to outbrain Astralis. This is the real GodB, not the imposter GodB. There we go, he's out through short. Glaive's holding the angle, and they will try and go for this cap play. This is something that Big have elected to throw in every series we've seen them play Dust on. GodB ducking under those shots as they rain overhead. Shells landing all around, and GodB is just tucked into this corner for a little bit of safety.
And Astralis is just going, go on, plant the bomb, go on, give it a go. Try and get close, because Big, they're on the site, but they do not feel comfortable nor at home. There's an Astralis play around every single corner, and that double AWP again reigning supreme here for the CT side, shutting it down. 4 kills from them, and another round for Astralis. All seems too easy on this CT side right now. Big with a tactical pause for a bit of a response, and while they have the loss bonus, lack of bomb plant money is always going to be a problem. I didn't catch how much they had in their reserves here, so a buy might still actually even be on the cards here for Big, who have managed to find bomb plants in the past, but we'll see. Either way, it's not going to be a pretty sight. 6-1 up. And really, the only round Big have actually got on this entire game is that one random deco round where they just got up short and hit a few really nice shots.
Yeah, and that's not really a consistent pillar that Big can look to hold on to, right? And they know it. You know, when the one round you have, you look at it and you go, yeah, we're not even really sure how we got that. It's probably not the best situation to be in. Smoke to facilitate this cross down in mid. And this is looking like one of the only rounds we're really going to see Big tend towards this B bomb site early on. Now, GodB still has the bomb on his back, and he's waiting over towards long doors. So this isn't looking like a B commitment from Big. I feel like in their heads, right, they're definitely thinking that someone from B has been going aggressive, because anytime they've tried to hit that A bomb site, they've walked into such a heavy stack. And
every time they've had a Tunnels default player, they've been killed by a really aggressive player. So it doesn't surprise me that Big think this, even though it's not been happening as consistently as, you know, they think. Or potentially think. What a shot from dupreeh.
Yep.
Just flicks up through the wall. Didn't even see him there, mate. No idea. Doesn't matter. Tizian gets mollied out of mid, and he's got to run right back. They don't have enough smokes to extinguish that. Only 2 left. They want them for the execute, and with a minute on the clock, still time for Big to do so. But well, they've got cat control. That's never really been a point of contention here for Astralis, who's still looking to lock down middle. Glaive takes down tabseN. The AWP just missing the shot, and the second opportunity failed as well. No flashbangs to get Glaive off this angle. One will finally land, but he's just going to retreat, fall back, allow Device to hold the cross.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is this is the thing with Astralis that we so often say, just where you get the info on where one player is, there'll always be another nearby posted up, ready to ruin your day. And in this round, it's Device. He will turn his attention away from mid. I think the Glaives heard some of these players falling back, And he'll actually start to go aggressive on the back of it. Device here making quick work of the attempted A play. And now Device just has to buy time. He doesn't even have to peek this, but he's going to anyway. And that will be Astralis 7-1 versus Big.
Not too bad. Another tactical for Big as well. Second use so far in this map. But little results coming from it. They just don't seem to be able to crack this nut that is Astralis. Getting a bit of an allergy on this T side. And this setup is just changing every round as well, which doesn't make things easy to predict, right? If you're Big, you're going, okay, well, we can read what they're doing and we know how to counter that, but next round they're going to be in a completely different setup. The AWPs are going to be on a different site. They're going to be aggressing elsewhere. How do you even read?
Yeah, Astralis are like, you know, the self-learning AI of Counter-Strike, right?
Skynet.
Like, yeah, every round they'll look at something and then it's like, we can improve this. This can be more efficient. Like, what can we change? What can we do?
Nothing needs to change. It's 7-1.
No, but they do it anyway.
Yeah.
They still find ways to make it more efficient. And no one can even seem to challenge them right now, especially not in this series. Big trailing behind. They've got a partial investment now. Now, we saw this. This is how they picked up their first and only round, was with a buy similar to this. There were a few more deagles, but meaty nade onto Gobby. Sails past Antares and still able to get away with a lot of damage. That's already Gobby brought down low. They do get control of Catwalk once again, and this time Astralis have hedged their bets to move 3 players over towards that B bomb site.
Yeah, a bit of a gamble stack. Obviously, that third player covering middle here. I like the bait setup as well. If you notice, it's Dupree watching from the window with the AWP. The second he gets spotted, he's going to fall back, and then they're going to run tunnel vision into Glaive, who's on the scaffolding, who's just not going to peek. So let's see a Big deal with this. They're setting up for the short play. Could be seeing a drop into CT to try and wrap that B site because the bomb right now is pushing through tunnels. Astralis responding with utility of their own. Xantares is still up here on Catwalk and he might hear this rotate from Xyp9x, but he's going back towards long. This B push is yet to come in. Gobby is reunited and Xantares has been dethroned. It's going to be the B play here for Big, but out of utility and out of chances, Magiska's shut down another, dropping the bomb in the middle of the site and no assistance needed. It's all Magisk here. He's going to get it done on his own. Glaive does finally come in from that mid position, but not a single point of damage done to Astralis with those pistols. It's 8-1 up.
Now Big at least have a bite to look forward to in this round. But the problem is the money on the Astralis side of things is already so swollen that they can almost stomach a bye until every round of this game runs dry, or at least this first half. Up over in the hands of Tabson. Have seen him struggle, and Dupree going to pluck Gobby from the ranks of Big early. Now the leader just has to try and direct this team from beyond the grave. Maybe not the worst thing in the world, right? You can see what everyone's seeing across the map. Yeah, you think about the utility you get out of some players. The real one that the discussion was about was obviously a man like Stiko, who used to do a lot of the whole kind of eagle eye calling, right, from beyond the grave or whatever. Gobby can now do a similar thing for the rest of the team, but that's not really going to offset the fact that they've fallen a man down so early on in this round. Setting up for the long play, Device lurks on the other side, flashed off the angle. Giving it up, Big do get control of long. Xantares over here at short, he's going to get dropped, and he spots 3 players inside of A. This might be enough for Big to want to change their mind, but with Tabson already down in the pit, they're very dedicated to this A bomb site, and they might wish they weren't. It's only Tabson left standing. Now Astralis don't even have to peek this, and on the back of losing Device, they might decide to stop feeding the beast over at long. There we go. Glaive finally gets up into the bomb site, and the Tabson shutting him down. Astralis may be thinking, okay guys, 2 is enough, and now we're just going to fall back into this passive hold between short and CT. Now Tabson, his real problem here, no smoke for the cross. He's going to get peeked from both angles at the same time, and there is no way he's able to win that. Astralis will pick up a 9.
Yeah, it's a 2-man setup there up on the A site. Not a crossfire, but a double peek essentially, and with different angles, different heights taken from Astralis. There's no way Tabson can win that with the AWP. Nice try on those first 2 kills, but it will still be Danish. CT side looking unfathomable for Big. It's 9-1 up. More Tech 9s and more utility, but Big have well, I was going to say not really had success with these rounds, but in fact, the only round they won was this round. It was more so Deagles, though, as they charge in through mid. Dupree, he's got to run on back. He doesn't know how close they are. Zantares missing some shots of the Deagle. The tag comes out with the AWP, and that's going to be gifted over to the T's. They can slow it down, but they don't need to. Right into B site they go. Majist needs a couple of kills in, but he only gets one and damage. That might make this round winnable once again for Big. Zantares holding on into this mid lurk, but he is caught as the bomb gets planted.
3-on-3 and so much utility still left on Astralis. That is definitely going to tempt you to go for this. Tabson holding close, and he will shut down Glaive, who is not ready for a player to be so deep in the B halls. Xyp9x and Device. Are they even going to attempt this one? Right now, certainly not looking like it. They decide to back off, so Big will find another on the back of this partial investment. Both their rounds now coming from these Deagles, from these PT50s that they cobble buys together with.
Don't jump in the tunnels, boys. Xyp9x is on the other side, and he'll get one. Traded, but not a worry. Astralis have the money. They just didn't want to give the guns to Big, who, you know, were on pistols after all. Can boost that economy even further, but not seeming to be a problem here on the first half. Only 2 rounds to the side of Big. Astralis, they can put a lid on this pretty early on, pretty easily. Tizian's on the AWP. I wonder if he's playing off of the back of Spawn here. It seems to be the case as he runs towards that B bomb site. It's empty. Astralis have no one there. Dupree's going to get a pick in middle, but he has to rotate immediately because Big are already in the bomb site. He's not ready for the pace. Flashes through. He's on the site, stuck in corner by the Molotov, and he's going to go down to it. Big now, another B take going successfully. Astralis, do they even consider this? Yes, they do. Oh, straight through the smoke. The trade is there, though.
Oh, Magisk from the window, flashed in once again. Gonna capitalize on it. Next is gone, and this flank from Glaive is an unknown factor. For Big, he'll be arriving very fast in the backline, and God B was keeping an eye down towards the bottom of tunnel. Actually, Astralis deciding to smoke it to cover this up, and Glaive finds them both. A nice little detail there. Astralis throw that smoke in to block off the tunnel, and almost, you know, toying with the fact that, you know, if they're gonna smoke tunnel, you're imagining it's because that's where the bomb's going to be planted for on the Big side of things, right? So they look into that as, okay, there's no one tunnel. You saw God B was not ready for that push through the smoke from Glaive.
That's so smart. I love that idea, and it works out wonderfully. Big definitely, you know, not expecting that play, but with no bomb plant going down, you maybe need to think about that smoke twice. Because it was very clear that Big were not in the tunnel at that point in time, and they knew that Astralis knew that. Zantares, fast spawn again up short. He's trying to take immediate control here, but this A site has been pretty fruitless for Big so far in the this half rather. Not being able to get bomb plants in this position very often. Godby's flashing himself through, but Device is on top of the car. Even though the smoke's on the cross, he has an angle above it. Flashed out to long. This shot, though, uncharacteristic. The molly does section off these T's to come out through the long position, but Nex is going to make his way through. Glaive misses the spray conversion, and now it is a 5-on-2. Big have somehow found excellent kills onto this A bomb site. Great utility usage to get them through short as well, and that bomb getting thrown on the cross. Magisk will get the kill, but the plant will come through.
Yeah, they know the value of any damage they can find here, but I mean, you don't want to risk giving these guns away. Astralis, that bank that they did have built up has started to get eroded down slowly but surely. So they decide to play this one safe. Big, likewise, don't really want to dedicate anyone to hunting, right? They want to keep building up their own money over on the T side, so this will just be a flat save on either side of the equation. A third round out for the German squad. Or majority German squad.
You can call them a German squad, Harry, even though they're not 5 Germans. We know what you mean. It's okay. Believe in yourself.
I just want to make sure Zantares gets the appreciation he deserves.
Then every time you reference Big as a German squad, you need to say, and one Turkish player.
Okay.
Don't forget him. And Legia.
Yeah. Now, tactical pause for Astralis. They're first in this map thus far. Not content with how these last few rounds have gone down, and I think justifiably so, right? You lose to the partial investment initially. And now losing another round over towards that A side of things. Big are starting to find their footing somewhat. If you salvage a 5-10 half, then that's definitely recoverable to over on the big side of things. If you recall, their T side, when we saw them play on this map, I think just yesterday, was very much the weaker of the two. That was obviously versus X3D Max. Yeah. It wasn't until we saw them move into their CT half that we really understood why Big had picked this map.
One thing to remember is Astralis have not lost more than 7 rounds in any of the maps here at Pro League. That's been the most rounds they've lost. So, yeah, Big, they have a tough task ahead of them, breaking that 7-round record set by both Hellraisers and X3D Max. Right now, they're not on the path to do it, but these last couple of rounds could change that. Flash up long, Glaive actually jumps into it, and they're already holding the angle, so Xantares hits a shot. dupreeh, he could get mollied here, got to be very careful. The flash is helping him out from Xyp9x on the site. Bigger yet to get out long, and dupreeh's been flashed off. I wonder if they're going to molly this car. If they do, he's in a world of hurt. Has a smoke for it, but yeah, they're going to just win the fight instead. He goes back in, tabseN's already scoped in. The flash is good for Magisk, and he's got to hide behind that smoke, allowing them to get close, but also allowing him to get onto the bomb site if he does so. Please, that's a boost from tabseN, and another kill for Big. They're just winning these duels right now. Astralis giving them the 1v1s that they so much desire, and Big coming up top trumps with a 5-on-1.
And this is where we're going to see Big try and hunt down Device. You know he's going to be looking to hold on to his AWP somewhere on the map, and it is over here towards B. Next should have heard him scoping in when he threw that smoke into the B bomb site. They know that Device is here, and if you're Big, you've got money to buy in the next round anyway, so you can just throw a couple of bodies at this problem and see if it goes away. Now, Device on the other side is quite the problem maker. A man of mischief, but Xantares, not a man of missing. He'll shut down Device, and that will be a 4th round now for Big. Very much on the path to recovering and salvaging this half.
Especially with the money now. Astralis have been whittled away at these past few rounds, so their cash is going to be coming down to an all-time low. They will have some rifles, but not that double AWP that has been giving them so much success on the CT side. One of them coming in for dupreeh. Magisk on a FAMAS and a scout on Xyp9x. This is not the buy you want for the last round of the half, but if there were a team to make it work, Harry. T-side double AWP, that's a bit of a rarity here for Big, but taking advantage of the money. And Godby's having a bit of a rough time on the AK, so maybe looking to make that switch. Ollie up short does get from here. Big have been given short control almost every round this map. It's just that one round where Device gets aggressive with the AWP after the cat boost was where they had trouble. Oh, that's a spot for Glaive as well. Needs to be careful. Tizian's holding with the AK. tabseN's got mid locked in as well, but Astralis not giving any hicks the way of Big. There's a spot for tabseN, but no kill from it. So back to B, dupreeh heads. And Device actually scoped up on long here, replacing Glaive, who was earlier seen with the pistol. So Tizian might walk into this angle, not expecting the AWP, and that could be an early pick for Astralis. Device desperately looking for the kill. Tizian not offering it up. He will come into long later in the round once these T's push up short, but oh, the timing is so good. Device walks around the corner, free kill. Glaive has been dropped in the meantime, and the A push is coming through.
Yeah, Xyp9x with a scout to try and hold this down from the crossroads. Xantares might be fully blind, but he's still finding kills now. It is just Device left to try and lock down the A bomb site. Smoke falls to cuts him off, but he's going to try and peek past it. Magisk on this wrap, shut down by tabseN, and got B able to shut down Device. It's dupreeh left up with the D, getting the 1v1, but only 20 seconds left. Godby has to get that bomb down. He'll plug in the numbers. Now he's set up for dupreeh to come in from short. dupreeh has actually since wrapped around to CT. Now maybe Godby, considering he's dropped down anyway. Always a potential. dupreeh's gone missing, but Godby is looking for him. Just missing each other right now. Godby certainly looking like he's got the read. Holds on, and Big will salvage a 5-10 scoreline. Very much recoverable here in the second half as they do start to test the Danes. This matchup might be an interesting one after all. Join us after the break to find out if Big can pull this back on their map pick, or will it be Astralis dealing the killing blow? We'll be back after a quick break with all that.
was dancing on my own when you spilled that ramen coke on my t-shirt. Yeah, your eyes made it difficult to get my baby. And the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Ooh, you give me that high pitch feel, baby. We shared a cigarette, that is first sight. The way you looked at me, couldn't say goodbye. And whatever you did to make it stop, 'cause baby, you make me feel something. And the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. You give me that high pitch feel, baby. And the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Ooh, you give me that high pitch feel, baby. We shared a cigarette, that is first sight. The way you looked at me.
10-5 the score after the first half. Astralis looking to rip away. Big's map pick of Dust2 in this series. It's certainly looking likely a team that has not dropped more than 7 rounds throughout all of their matches here in the Pro League so far. And Big are on track to maybe break that record, but will they pick up the victory? Who knows? We're going to find out. CT side start for Big in this second half and their chance to make this a reality. But easy said than done, Harry, as we get into things. Astralis with a hell of a lot of utility for this pistol round.
Oh, good flash. Finds Tabson over towards Long within the opening segments. Now, it doesn't transpire to a kill, but it does at least keep pesky Tabson away from Long right now. Zintares clearing short in the meantime. Astralis grouping all 5 players up over here towards the long doors, leaving Magisk behind to keep an eye on this wrap-up through mid. Tabson getting challenged once again, not quite able to find anything with his USP, and they will just drop Device with that PT50 down into the pit. Gonna throw that smoke down for the cross.
Decoy.
Oh, yeah. You never, ever really see them brought up or used. Zintares and Tabson shutting down this attempted long play. You've lost one of your armored players as well if you are Astralis now. Trying to wrap Magisk in through short, and he's narrowly able to get by. But Big, with 3 players over at short, they're happy to challenge this. The nades raining in. Magisk is gone. Zipnix and Device remain, but it flash raining through, holds his push back for a few more seconds, and all these rotations have come through now for the Big squad. That molly might force the man out from short. Tabson now out in the open. Device holding his smoke, but Godbee's found him, and Big, they get a flawless pistol round. They're going to go 6-10 up.
Wow.
And I tell you what, man, if they can keep this up, we could have a 3-map series on our hands.
Are you calling it Big take Dust2, Harry?
I want to believe.
I think if
I want to believe that, like, you know, Godbee, somebody loves to go away and do all his homework. And if anyone was going to research the Astralis side enough, it could be him.
Yeah, I mean, this is what Chad was saying, right? On the desk, he says that Dust2, there's no team right now that is looking like consistently dominant. There are, you know, valuable teams to this map, at least right now, and with it being Big's pick and one that they've definitely shown to be prosperous on in the past. Maybe, just maybe, Harry, they've started it off, a pistol round under their wing, and an anti-eco that will surely follow to get them their 7th round.
Yeah, I just think, you know, considering this was 8-1 in favor of Astralis at one point in time, Big have done not only a stellar job of recovering this, but certainly making Astralis sweat a bit.
Yeah.
And that's not a feeling the Danes have been all too used to as of late.
No, they don't even wear deodorant, Harry, because they don't need it, because everything's just so easy. No, obviously they do, but it is still easy.
They do they? You know that.
I assume. Maybe I shouldn't. Who knows what these robots are up to, Harry? Trying to fit in among the ranks.
Yeah, right? These Dane bots, I mean, they are a scary, scary squad. And they're going to fake flash with the bomb. It's a bit bulky to be a flashbang. So it doesn't work. Big will go 7-10 up, but now we see this first buy in from Astralis. So this is going to be our first real taste of how this big CT side stacks up against the Danish squad.
Yeah, the chance to close this gap, but not only that, but break the record at least here.
I just heard Gobby say, okay, let's go for it, which I assume wasn't like a general comment, because I hope they were already going for it. I imagine we're going to see something exciting thrown in this round. And they've stacked 4 players over towards long. They do get a player down into the pit. Tizian's gone aggressive. So let's see exactly what Gobby called for Big to go for.
It's triple MP9 long setup. That's what it is, Harry. The classic. We all know it. We all love it. But Astralis, they might be caught off by it. The issue is they've walked out through middle, and obviously lack of rifles here for Big. They have that AWP within B, but tabseN is tasked with not only covering mid, but also watching out for that tunnel lurk. Big are getting aggressive on short to try and combat the fact that they've lost this mid control and that tabseN is lacking information. Because right now, in theory, Astralis could walk up mid to B and just win the round. There's no one watching the cross. There's no smoke down in CT, but there's no need because tabseN's tunneled in on the tunnels with his AWP. So this is a big gap in the defense for Big, but luckily Astralis have not quite worked it out. Nex is keeping his eyes trained. Astralis looking to go for this long play, Harry, and well, the triple setup with these MP9s for Big could certainly be prosperous here. More nades to land in these long doors. Tizian going to decide to back off. And Astralis still hesitant on this one. Gobby playing close with that SMG as now they send their players up through the catwalk. tabseN retreating back, passive on this B bomb site. This MP9 is getting aggressive on short with 30 seconds left. This is a big call from Big, but will it work out? Not looking good so far. Losing Tizian. The flashbangs flying in for Big. They're trying everything they can to keep Astralis out, but now they're going for the mid to B, Harry. And this is the one setup that Big did not plan for. One kill from tabseN, but the trade is instantaneous, and Astralis are in the B bomb site. If they did anything else that round, Big have a great setup. If Astralis go mid to B, they win it, and there's nothing Big can do. Of course they get the read. 4-on-2, bomb down, this round is done.
Big looking to try and save, but Dupree is pretty upset about that. He's hunting them down, trying to take some of these weapons away. Astralis going to move 11 to 7 up. Still a buy available to Big in the coming round. That was just the bonus attempted from them. Can have Nex drop an AWP over to tabseN if he holds on to this M4. So, pretty big save coming in from Big. Can I just say, very quick maths.
Yeah, well done.
I'm not gonna lie, I just winged it.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't even, because I can usually, before the loss bonus changes, I can just look and know how much someone's going to have. But now I'm like, I don't even know what loss bonus they're going to have, let alone have the ability to do
yeah,
the maths.
it's like that picture, like the gif of that person, like that woman with all the maths around her head, you know. That's what I feel like, you know. I really do have to channel my inner, I don't know.
Mathematician.
Yeah, that's the one. Mathematicians, not akin to magicians. If you're looking for magic, you might look more towards Glaive, trying to get some presence down towards mid as he flashes himself through. Actually not going to push on the back of it. tabseN certainly is. He's over here in the B halls and edging forward. Not going to go any further than that.
You'll see this stalemate for so often. These are very common positions for both sides to be held, but tabseN, he waits for no one. Taking down Magisk, and now Big have found a huge opening kill. They're not going to push off the back of it, though. They will just rotate out of B, knowing that this was just a default hold from Magisk. He is the man to do that. So Astralis doubling back towards the A side of things. Zipnik's holding for that long lurk. rest of the team do find a gap in the smoke. Dupree taking down Xantares. That's a pretty huge kill right now. It's going to equalize it. It gives Astralis the opportunity to go back to a mid to B if they do so, please. Smoke being set up by Glaive. Not seen this one. Mid to B smoke. Very useful. That will fake things out a little bit, scaring Tabson, but he's still on the car with the AWP. He needs to be flashed off. Dropping into the spawn are Astralis. Now looking to close the distance. They see the flashbang, but they can't avoid the AWP. Glaive getting taken down, 38 seconds. Zipnik's now coming in on this long lug, but it is being covered, and Tabson is covering the scoreboard with kills. Dupree, last man up, gonna get attacked from the back line, and Tabson shuts it all down. 4 off the AWP. Winning big that round on the A bomb site. If Astralis committed again to that mid to B, things would have been far better for them, but not aware that there was only one man on B, and of course they spotted Tabson there earlier, so maybe trying to avoid him, they walk right into him, Harry. 11 to 8 and big. They've done it. They've broken the record. They've taken the most rounds versus Astralis here in Season 9 of Pro League.
And they're looking to do a lot more than that, Hugo. If they're able to pick the win up in this round, they reset Astralis' economy, and then you're poised to get yourself back into this game. So this is a pretty big round.
I'd love to know who mollied the top of the roof there.
Got to be careful. Yeah, these Astralis players, they can get anywhere. So,
no, that's Astralis molly. They mollied the top roof outside long. Like,
oh.
Maybe you think it was a flash.
Well, smoke in the Xbox will at least allow them to go for a cat play should they like. Now, they're trying to throw in a bit of a fake here, you know, trying to fake that maybe players have gone through catwalk, but Xantares gets all the info. He's cleared it from his aggressive position. Big looking like maybe they're reading into this as the long play. Start to rotate Tabson over towards this A bomb site. They do at least have Nex in position at B to assist Tizian. Astralis now heading back around in through lower tunnels out towards mid. Still looking a bit indecisive as to where this wants to end up, but it does feel like it should be the A commitment from the Danes.
But that's the thing, with Device in the tunnels already, Astralis can just take Cat, throw a couple of nades and drop down into a mid to B very easily. And I feel like that's the game plan here. I don't feel like this looks like an A play right now, because it's not been working out for them in the past. They're looking for a pick, and that bomb gets dropped right away. Now Astralis are committed towards A. Nex and Gobby also getting frags off, and this has fallen apart in the blink of an eye. Gone from a 5-on-5 to a 5-on-2. Xantares is taking down another man, and Device, he creeps into B, but only to be caught from Tizian in the window. So big, they're doing it, Harry. They are making this game very competitive. 9 rounds on the CT side. Astralis, when do nerves start setting in? That's the question, because Big have broken the economy time after time. Again, it's more pistols here for the T's.
And the thing that's making this even more impressive is really it's Tabson and Xantares making this happen. 22 kills on Tabson, 16 for Xantares. The rest of the squad with, you know, 6 and 5 kills apiece. So it really is just 2 players being the undoing of Astralis. Now, they show a bit of presence over in mid. That's enough for Tabson to tuck and tail back into the B bomb site. Astralis don't really have any clear direction right now, but now that they've got cat control, they might look to do something with it. That bomb's going to get picked up by Zipex, and he might look to join the rest of his squad. Now, it's always a risk to just run down through catwalk when you know that Tabson was over in mid not too long ago. Xantares here inside of the A bomb site. These pistols can be deadly. Xantares has to hold his own, and they keep on walking into his crosshair. Gobby's here to help out, and Xantares with a triple will finally get bested by Device, but how much more can he hope to find with this Deeg out from short? Retrieves the bomb, but he's getting whittled on down by the Big defense. There's so many players here, and Big in with a 10th round. Now just 1 away from equalizing this up versus Astralis.
That's crazy. Astralis, it's been a while since they found a round here on the T side, Harry. They are going to have guns back. These last 2 have been pistols, but now full rifles to play with, and it's actually attack pause from Astralis here as well. Big getting in this game, getting in their heads, and 1 round away, as you say, from equalizing the scoreline on Dust2 on their map pick. Looking to take the first map against Astralis here would be an incredible feat if they could do so on LAN. And what's the game plan for Astralis? Time to dig deep, because they can't afford to let this one slip. This team, a very deep strat book. I imagine we're going to see something quite exciting here. They have the AWP as an option as well, and Device will go straight for it, being dropped over from dupreeh. Never going to see big fighting middle versus his AWP. tabseN will not even chance it, going towards long with his AWP. Double B setup, giving up mid here are big. Bit of a risk, of course. They have no info, but they have Next doubling back to check it from the doorway. Astralis default early on, but they take immediate cat control, and this is very valuable considering it's only 20 seconds into the round.
Yeah, they've grown pretty accustomed to the lack of the AWP down in mid, but will they be ready for it in this A bomb site? tabseN posted up right now, and Astralis not moving a muscle. Pretty content with the map control they've got. They know they don't have to make a decision just yet. Likely going to try and boost over the smoke instead. Jump peeking over his glaive. tabseN is considering the boost, but they do decide against it. Or do they? No, now they do.
It's out of their hands now. Re-smoke down. Astralis taking this one nice and slow, not committing to any duels, rather just get all this util out from big and then work out what the setup is so you can do something. That's what they're playing for info, hence the jumping up on short. And they spot nothing, so maybe considering a car AWP, a long corner play, pretty close to it. tabseN's playing the back of the site with the AWP, and Astralis are going to go right in. 30 seconds, they need this bomb plant, but that Molotov will slow them right down.
Yeah, this has really left this push down to the wire for Astralis. You have to hit your shots. And with Xantares and tabseN on the other side, that is certainly not an easy task. Glaive has gotten close. GotB has to shut this down. tabseN will instead, but dupreeh able to trade. It's Xantares who's the unknown entity. 10 seconds, and all he has to do is get a couple of kills, but that is a big ask with so many bodies on the other side. Astralis get this bomb down. Tizian and Next, they might give this a look in. They've still got cash over on the CT side, so they could give it a go. So with that molly raiding in over towards short, that might just solidify the save. dupreeh's even wrapped around now. He's only on 2 HP, so he can afford to go for this. And as he blindsides Next down in CT, for Tizian now, that's pretty much the decision to save solidified. He's going to try and get out of danger. He's been brought down low. dupreeh's just going to lie in wait somewhere on the map. Look at him go. He's a little gremlin over in the lower tunnels now.
And a huge round from him and Xyp9x as well, right? Because Xyp9x, not only does he get that opening kill, but he also throws an incredible flashbang down through CT that catches GotB. Astralis double drop CT off that cat play, and they immediately focus on taking down the AWP. Getting rid of tabseN is the priority. He has been the man in their way pretty much the entirety of this game. And then, you know, knowing that GotB's on long as he tries to assist with the AUG, Xyp9x flashing dupreeh through, he gets a kill, and he just leaves the bomb site and catches all the lurks. So Astralis is very, very close, especially coming down to the wire in terms of time, but they pick it up. 12-10, trying to break Big's money. They need a double round in a row to do that. Otherwise, their money's going to be all out. So Big, they can certainly almost equalize the game off the back of this round if they can pick it up, but easier said than done with entries like that. Magisk running up short. Glaive's going to get an entry as well out on long, and this is falling apart here. GotB getting sandwiched in the site, smoking himself off, but so many players on the other side. The bomb may be dropped, but it's picked right back up. dupreeh getting another kill, and it is just Tizian alone in the spawn. More Molotovs, just when you think Astralis couldn't make it any more difficult. And 13 rounds on the horizon, unless Tizian can find all 3 players here up on the A site.
Yeah, he's been having a pretty quiet game thus far, has Tizian, so this is likely not one he's too keen on attempting. A 13th round for the Danes will be locked in, and Tizian, he'd love to get out of danger here. He'd love to not have to stick around so close to the bomb site. Uh-oh. Now they know. Smoke down at least. That should allow him to hold on to this weapon. Ooh, nade might even... Nah.
Got to be careful here. They could even wallbang this. You can see Astralis aren't keen to hunt, though. Their money is hardly built up, and they'd rather focus on doing that than taking the risk of allowing Big to break theirs. It's not worth that 1 kill, although that 1 save will make all the difference. Big can buy up around it if they want. That's the 2 options they have. Give Astralis 14 and have a full buy, or, you know, put together a few rifles and pistols here and try and gamble it. That would be a huge risk if they went for it, and I don't think they will. That's not going to be the case. So just pistols and armor around this AUG. Not intending on winning this round if you're big, just looking to try and hurt the money and save guns. So all stacked on the A side of things, only Nex on B side, and he's playing middle. So Big opting to play a bit of a risk into this round. But they know that if Astralis walk into B, even if they have 2 players there, it's unlikely Pistols are going to be able to hold back these T's from taking the bomb site. And Astralis seeming like the correct read already.
Yeah, you know, they've got the same radar, and exactly as you just kind of highlighted, right? Big do know that no matter how many bodies they put here, with just pistols to their name, it's not likely you're going to be able to hold it off. The only way you could have is maybe with like a 5-man stack in the B bomb site. But Big aren't keen on running that, right? You know, the success rate's still pretty low on that one, and you give up so much map control the way of the Danes, they would have surely figured it out. So the bomb goes down here for Astralis. That 14th round will be picked up, whether Big like it or not. Tizian is in the tunnels, and that's a bit risky because that's now that gun dropped.
They can buy up fully next round though, so it shouldn't be a problem. God B might struggle because he's bought up PT50 armor in this one, but that loss bonus is, you know, pretty stacked right now, so it should just be fine. Ooh, that's something from Nex. He knows there's a player deep in T as well, so he can try and isolate one man here. The issue is there's 2, and Zinix is pushing him as well, not giving him any room to play with. And the flash is there, the double peek from Astralis, just when you think you're safe. 14 rounds up now on the T side. Big, they were really testing Astralis at the start of the CT side, but it might all be for nothing, Harry. 2 rounds left for Astralis to take away Dust2. And what could be the last buy round here for Big. Oh, look at that scoreboard. Really is a 2-man army right now.
Yeah, that's kind of the heartbreaking thing, right? We've had such big performances from, I mean, really everyone on the Big roster throughout the majority of these guys. Right? We've had games where Tizian's been the top performer. We've had games where, you know, God B's been showing up. Right now, the fact that, you know, you've got your 2 stars, you've got tabseN and Xantares, you kind of just need, you know, one other player alongside them, be it Tizian or Nex, to try and find their footing a bit more in this series. You know, it's one that Big could definitely make competitive, but it's really down to the wire now, and you're relying on one of these players to step up alongside tabseN and Xantares. To make matters worse, Astralis very much have the wind back in their sails, right? They've staggered back to their feet, and they're still in this one, looking for that killing blow. God B over towards short. Get Molotov'd back for the time being. Glaive going to make this his primary focus. Flashing round, running through that Molotov. God B will be ready, but the trade is found immediately by Zipex. They're going to boost the player up over here towards short. Xantares does catch them off guard. Lots of damage done onto Magisk. Immediate repeat from tabseN, but the kills don't come through. And that was the AWP dropped. He takes those fights with the USP, and this round's fallen apart.
It's just Tizian on the lug, but they're so low, and he might catch a timing. Dupree's just spotted him. That smoke cutting Tizian off, but he might be able to just flash right through. Dupree's been hit by the nade. He's down to 10. Tizian's finished off the kill, but 6 HP the difference. Any shot will take him down. Just one bullet for Astralis, and they're both trained in. They're both on the angle. Tizian's going to go right through him, and Magisk is ready for it. 15 rounds to Astralis. A valiant attempt there from Big, but getting shut down on the bomb site once again. That trade immediately from God B. I thought that maybe we could have seen him grab a rifle and, you know, fall back, but double push through the smoke from Astralis. Not fearful at all of Big. And it's showing in the scoreline as well, 15-10. This has been a very well played Dust2. Big have had a lot of nice rounds, but it might all come to a close here, Harry. Scrambled by. No 2 weapons the same on this CT side as we head into what could be the end of this map. Or at least Astralis hope it is. Just holding the tunnels, they'll go for this slow mid default. tabseN spotted with the scout, and oh, they're chasing him, but they are blind. Dupree getting flashed out by his teammate. And Xantares flashing them back in. This 1-2 setup from him and tabseN, just staying quite literally side by side as they look to re-aggress in middle, hoping that Astralis come their way, and Dupree certainly looks to be that man. AWP spotted in middle. Dupree can swing, and he will, taking down Xantares. Device put down to 4 HP. Dupree's found both kills, and the key kills as well. The top performance for Big taken out of the round.
Oh. Tizian up in the window. Well, D down Dupree at the very least. Astralis grinding to a halt a bit here, still looking with their eyes set over towards B. They almost catch Glaive leaving mid, although Nex getting dinked Decides to fall back. Tizzy in here. What could he do? Not much. Magiskell with a dispatch of him, and it's got B to try and deny the victory the way of Astralis. 1v4, an MP7 and a dream. It doesn't look likely, and Zipnix will solidify it. The Danes emerging victorious here in map number 1. Nice recovery from Big towards the end. It was 8-1 lead, turned 16-10.